On the afternoon of July 10th, 2008, I boarded a flight in Vancouver, Canada. After 18 hours in the air, crossing 6 time zones, and a 6-hour layover in Heathrow, I found myself in a nondescript hotel room that could have been anywhere in the world, except that this hotel room was in the city of Accra in Ghana, West Africa, and I was going to spend the next 4 weeks volunteering with the IBM Corporate Service Corps. My name is Charlie Ung. I've been an IBMer for 8 years. I currently live in Vancouver, Canada, and I want to tell you about myself and my 4-week adventure. I had all sorts of things running through my mind about what to expect when I got to Ghana. What would I be eating? What will the living conditions be like? How will the people treat me? Will I really be able to make a difference? It turns out that some of my initial anxiety was warranted and other fears were unnecessary. On the first day, the IBM team met with the 3 different NGOs that we'd be working with while in Ghana: NBSSI, AGI, and Aid to Artisans Ghana. Later that day, we took a tour of Kumasi, the city that we'd be spending the next 4 weeks in. Tom Friedman was right when he said the world was becoming flat. In the cities, all the young people were wearing the same clothes, listening to the same music, and watching the same TV shows as their counterparts in other countries, provided they could afford them. The specific role that I had in Ghana was the communications person for the Ghana One team, as well as to help the Aid to Artisans organization expand the market for the local handicraft makers. Specifically, I was to document by video the process by which the handicrafts were made. There's a big problem with other countries selling cheaper copies of the Ghanaian handicrafts. ATAG's goal is to bring value to the handicrafts and hence benefiting the local artisans by showing how they are made and providing the story behind them. My videos will be shown on a revamped website being created for ATAG, along with a model of their supply chain and an online gallery of the handicrafts. The actual story behind some of the handicrafts is fascinating. Take the weaving of the kente cloth, for instance. Each pattern tells a different story. A majority of the handicrafts are actually created for the king, such as wooden stools, walking sticks, some of the pottery, and of course a lot of the kente cloth that he wears. Some of the IBMers were involved with other NGOs such as a pharmaceutical company, 2 agriculture companies, a furniture maker, and a glue factory. Ritu Betty, an IBMer from India, was able to revamp some of the business processes and laid down the groundwork for the Kumasi glue factory to see continued success. On the 3rd day in Kumasi, my 2 ATAG teammates and I went on a tour of the artist villages to gather information for our assignment. It was an emotionally grueling day. We saw villages with no running water or sanitation systems, but the striking thing was how happy people were. On one of the last days, the team working with the National Bureau of Small-Scale Industries, or NBSSI, held a training workshop for some local shop owners. We were teaching them basic bookkeeping skills. When we showed up, we found that the class was full, so much so that a few people had to stand. Feedback afterwards from the participants was overwhelmingly positive. What seemed like such a simple concept to us was a huge revelation to some of the shop owners. Although I didn't change the world, I managed to make a difference for them. Hopefully through the work that we did, some of their handicrafts will be sold in markets that weren't available to them before. Maybe that's the key. Small change that leads to big change.